drank. Relapse, drank. Hey guys, welcome to the Honesty Issue. I'm Sky.
And I'm Katie.
And today we are talking about self-harm.
Let's start with the different kinds of self-harm. We have probably the most common one.
Yeah.
Cutting.
Yep.
Along with that goes snapping and burning.
Bruising, trichotillomania, kicking.
Those are, I'm sure there are more, but those are the most common ones. Start with ones that we struggle with. I have personally cut, snapped, and bruised.
And I have cut, bruised, burned, snaps.
There are, I think, two main reasons why people do it. One, they don't feel anything and that's the only way they can feel something. Or they feel too much and they want a distraction from that pain. Yeah.
Really serious. The first time I remember even being involved with self-harm, I was in 5th grade.
I was a freshman in high school. Let's just talk about how parents handle self-harm for a second. I just want to rant,
It's an embarrassing thing to be caught with.
And getting mad at your children is not the answer. Do not ground them. Do not punish them.
Don't yell at them.
If you're doing that to your kids, you're an idiot.
Just hug them. They need hugs and love. And hey, this is a really scary time for you, but I'm here for you. And I don't want you to feel like you ever have to hurt yourself to feel better.
Sorry. While I'm on a rant, if you see someone with cuts, do not ask them what happened. Because first of all, you already freaking know what happened. A cat did not do this.
Captain Hook isn't real.
No.
And I didn't get in a fight with him.
Some addictions you can ask like, hey, have you thought about doing this? And that will help them. But self-harm is not one of them.
Yeah.
If you ask someone if they've been feeling like they're gonna self-harm, they probably haven't until you brought it up.
No, wasn't thinking about it, but now I do. But also, just making sly remarks like, oh my gosh, I'm so depressed, or oh my gosh, you're so useless, just go slit your wrist.
No!
No! You don't know how much that hurts. You don't know who you're saying that to, what they deal with. It's the same thing as anyone else, but that is an immediate trigger.
The embarrassment that goes along with somebody making a joke about mental health, self-harm, or anything of that nature is ridiculous.
For the most part, we've been doing really well, and like you can be totally recovered, and if someone makes a comment about that, you immediately feel triggered.
I've been checking out the little market at the MC, and someone has been like, hey, what happened to your arms? In fact, I had someone in the MC market say, did math class do that to you? Like, made a joke about it. Like, it's
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's the worst thing I've ever heard.
Self-harm is not a joke.
Oh my gosh.
While we're just yelling at you. Self-harm is not for attention. It's not for attention
It's not a cry for help. I don't think I've ever cut for a cry of help or like, hey, I hope someone notices this. Like I
have done that.
No, you can, and that's fine. But like,
most people don't.
Yeah, and there's no way to perfectly come back from a comment that now this person knows. Because I've had people who I'm sitting right next to in class be like, oh, what is that?
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, I feel threatened right now. I never want to go to this class again. I never want to see your face again.
And I want to cut.
I don't mean to yell at you.
I do.
You can have the best intentions, but seriously, coming from people that know this, that's not a way to help.
The whole point of this video is not even really to talk to people who have self-harm, like they know how they feel, but to make other people aware of this is not just something you see on television, it's not something you just see on movies. This is a real issue. Me and Skylar we're complete opposites.
Totally opposite.
I was on the basketball team and I was a high school cheerleader, and Skylar was
not.
Skylar.
I was either super dark or a hippie, so that's very different.
We're very different people, but we struggled with the exact same issue, which was cutting. So it doesn't have like the stereotype you think of people wearing all black and wearing dark.
Romance, which they're great.
My Chemical Romance is great.
They're great.
Brings me right back to middle school. It's beautiful. Okay, our rant is done.
Okay, good. Okay.
Risk and consequences of self-harm. Consequences are scars.
Scars.
I will have scars forever. Mine are very, very noticeable. Very noticeable.
Mine are fading quite a bit, which is also triggering.
Yeah.
You run so such a risk of hitting a vein, and that kind of
You're playing Russian roulette.
You really are.
Constantly.
You really are.
Especially getting to like the higher parts of your wrist. And it's really dangerous. Just, like thinking of, never mind, it's fine. I like need a rubber band for this video.
Burning, you can ruin nerve endings.
Yeah.
You know, trichotillomania, you know, that's more visible, they're both visible. I actually know a few people that have dealt with this, and it's completely ruined their idea of self-worth because of their appearance, and that shouldn't be related, but it is, unfortunately.
Signs, obviously, I hate to say this, but if somebody is wearing long sleeves more often, usually the first sign. Like
my best friend was aware of it. She's like, Skylar, it's 93 degrees outside. Who are you fooling?
A lot of bracelets.
Oh my
gosh, yeah! Try and be aware of friends and family.
Just any kind of scars. They don't even have to be cuts or burns.
Any bruises that like they don't have an explanation for.
That also might be abuse. So watch out for that. It can also be abusing yourself.
Don't be afraid to ask questions. Just do it politely and do it kindly,
non-threatening,
and private. I would say.
Yes.
Don't like back them into a corner and ask them
They're already gonna feel bad about it.
Relapse is
happens
hard.
Guys, I'm almost a year clean. I like kind of want to cry about it. November 7th is gonna be my year clean. I don't know what I'm gonna do to celebrate it, but
I don't know.
It's gonna be something emotional.
Cutting for me is the thing that I've struggled the most with and struggled with the longest. So I have the most emotional attachment to my scars in a weird way.
It's not a romantic thing, and I don't want you for a second to think that it's romantic to hurt yourself, because it's not. It's disgusting.
It's just hard when every cut you did, you remember why you did it.
And you get an emotional attachment with it where you say, I don't know, it's just a part of you now. Not having scars for me right now, I feel completely naked. Relapse, it's going to happen. It's a matter of managing it. You know, doing the week technique, like, you know, if I go a week without this, I'm gonna get some ice cream. If I go 2 weeks without this, we're gonna go to a movie.
I relapsed very recently. I relapsed 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. It was really hard to try and stop again. It was so hard. And I was in mixed episode of being on a very low and being very manic at the same time. I relapsed and I went to therapy the next day, and it was not okay.
That's a really important thing to do. As soon as you relapse,
call your therapist, get in as soon as they can get you in. I also made an appointment with my psychiatrist to get my meds fixed. If you're feeling like you need to relapse, tell somebody immediately. I did not do that. Skylar hates me for it.
I really do.
If you feel like you want to cut, burn, snap, whatever it is you want to do, tell someone immediately.
They can watch out for you, and that's really important. You're probably gonna hate yourself in the middle of it, but it's better for you than anything else.
Skylar 100% would have talked me down from doing it.
Absolutely.
100%. If you don't want to tell a friend or family member,
tell us.
That's fine too. Or there is a text crisis line that I've been using for the past year.
What?
I love them. You just text them, you say start, and they will text you back, and they will talk to you for as long as you need. You can go to crisistextline.org and then go to help me. But if you just want to text them, you text start to 741-741.
Easy to remember.
Or you can email us. We would love to talk to you. We're very good at responding because we're up all hours of the day.
Oh my gosh, yes.
We want to help you. That's why we're here.
Yes.
I know we've been yelling at you all video. It's more for the people that are in your life.
Yes. We're yelling at the people for you.
But just send them the link to
this video. Just be like, hey, you're bugging me.
Hey, Mom, stop grounding me for cutting myself. Recovery is very possible with self-harm.
Yes. Actually, it can happen when you're at your lowest. That's probably...
Hitting rock bottom is the best place I've ever been.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
You can wake up and decide not to cut every week for the rest of your life, but until you take the steps to actually change, like going to therapy, getting on medication for time being or whatever, those are steps that you need to take to recover. It's just like an eating disorder. It's just like any other addiction. You have to take the steps to recover.
11 freaking years is not something that you have to go through.
I had a therapist about a year ago named Stephanie. I love her. She had me write a line down the middle of a piece of paper. One side was my self-harm voice, one side was what was actually happening. It sounds crazy when I say that people that self-harm and have eating disorders hear voices, and it's not quite like that. But it's so true. It's like painfully true. Yeah, it's on the self-harm side. I would write things like, "You're not good enough. No one loves you.
This is the only thing you've ever known. This is the only thing that has been there for you."
So these irrational thoughts you write on one side, and then on the other side you have to rationally see what's actually happening. That's the biggest part about self-harm recovery, is separating your irrational thoughts and feelings versus what's actually happening.
I remember the day I realized that's not me. That is something else. And it sounds stupid to say like, oh, that's an irrational part of me, because it makes the most sense in the world when you're thinking like that. This is how I feel better, and it's not. Anything that's hurting you isn't going to make you feel better. You deserve recovery. Every single second of recovery.
You can absolutely live a happy life after self-harm.
It's so scary. You are so beautiful. You deserve so much love. I would hug you right now and take all of your hurt away.
We're here for you. Email us, tweet us, Facebook us,
text the risk hotline.
If you need help, we are here. There are people out there that'll help you, especially with that text line. I highly recommend it. We're here for you. So we love you guys, and
so much.
Yeah, if you need us, we're here. 2, 3, whatever. Thank you, Ashley. Yep, there it is.
Rude.
She's finally retweeting us.
Rude.